कसीनो जाना बंद कर।
सभी लाइफ बदल जाती है. All it takes is a day.
लाइफ का तो पता नहीं, तेरी शक्ल जरूर बदल गई है.
Taapsee Pannu and Tahir Raj Bhasin's Loop, because we're accounting for the extra O's. Lapeta dropped on the weekend on Netflix, and the audience is thoroughly confused as to, do we like it? Do we hate it? Do we love it? What do we think of it? And because we've been asked to do an honest review, here are we ready with our review. So, as you know, the story is basically an adaptation of a German/English film called Run Lola Run. Late 90s में वो आई थी, and it was about a girlfriend who gets many chances because time keeps looping to save her boyfriend, and based on her decisions, whether he gets saved or not saved, is the way the story goes. And literally, that is exactly what happens in Looop Lapeta. Jaggu, do you remember watching Run Lola Run?
So I have not watched that film. And I think that plays a large part in whether you like Looop Lapeta or not. If you have the benchmark of Run Lola Run, then you probably won't like Looop Lapeta as much, because these random debates have been had over the last couple of days. I have not watched it, and let me say, therefore, I enjoyed Looop Lapeta.
And so the film, okay, so Aakash Bhatia, debutant director, does a really good job. Okay, Yash Khanna is the cinematographer. Wow, the camera work is really trippy and groovy, but it is sort of inspired by Run Lola Run. I mean, it was already done back in like 1998. So it was already done, and they've sort of like done it. So it's trippy. It makes you feel like you have just come out of a rave party in Goa. You get what we mean. The music is also very, very trippy. I to love Taapsee Pannu on screen, so she's good. I now have a crush on Tahir Raj Bhasin because he's very cute. Yeah, I do. And the other individual characters, Appu, Gappu, and all, they're very funny. So for me, it had so much promise, because very clever scenes, very fun actors, lots of like genuine like haha moments, but the screenplay is too weird, because the going back in flashback and then present, then this, it gets confusing, and the pace is unfortunately not pacey enough for me. Like by the time like loop 1 finishes, and then you realize, acha, she's now in a time warp and it's Groundhog's Day and she's starting all over again. I was like, अरे बाप रे, ये तो 2 बार और करेंगे, कितने लंबी फिल्म है ये. And you realize at that point you're at interval, and you're like, बाप रे, this is going to be very long, and it continues to feel very long. It took forever for me to watch it.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Run Lola Run itself was much shorter. Wasn't it under an hour?
I don't remember, but it certainly did not feel long and dragged out.
So very, very tight. Now, here what it seems that they have done is that they have added some subplots and new characters and things like that. Now, again, so if you end up doing the comparison between Run Lola Run and Looop Lapeta loses out because it's not that tight. It's not that tight because of the characters. So yes, does it stretch the movie? It does. We're talking, I think, 2 hours, 10 minutes. So twice the amount of time of what the original was. I did not mind the subplots. I accept your point about it. It felt stretched at some parts, but my caveat is only at a few parts. Once you accept the fact that, yes, this is going to loop. So first you get into the surprise of, hey, loop aa gaya. And then you accept the fact that it's going to loop. So you know you have to run through it. The point is that because it's looping, there's a bunch of stuff that gets repetitive, right? So there is a little bit khichoing that happens, but I think
not
the
that.
script has handled the khichoing pretty well in most parts.
It's not that. It's like, so there's a subplot where Julia weds Robert, which is, I mean, like this cheesiness of names was driving me mad, because you know that the story is set in Goa. So to say like, the Paula Donna market when it's Donna Paula, and to say like Napusa when it is Mapsa, and Julia weds Robert, it annoyed me, to be very, very honest. But it's not the looping.
Can I just say one thing about that? Shreya Dhanvantri plays Julia, the bride.
Yeah.
And she has one scene where she is just mono acting to camera. And I think that one scene is fabulous because she runs through a range of emotions. Each emotion is very clear. I particularly liked that scene, but I liked it for Shreya Dhanvantri and, well, nothing else, because that's all there was in that scene.
So for me, I thought it lacked something. It didn't hold my attention. But maybe it's because I'm already pucked by the length of the movie. So I get your point, Jaggu. If a story is going to loop and there are three possibilities of where the story is going to go because of the loop, yes, you expect a certain length. But I mean, you could have easily done, I don't know, 30 minutes. And the loop they handle very well. But the flashback, there is a reference to, because their names are Savi and Satyajit. So then they talk about, the mythological story of Satyaban and Savitri. And you're like, yes. Yaar, okay. So too many subplots. I think
that's because you don't like mythology. I thought it was an interesting story.
My basic issue is, which I don't know, dear viewer, tell me if you agree with me or not. It's written by, I think, 3-4 writers. There are very, very clever. Each scene individually is very nice and clever. But I think they were just too excited and indulgent because they're like, nahi, ye bahut brilliant scene hai, isko to rakhna padega. Ye bhi bahut brilliant hai, ye bhi bahut brilliant hai. And suddenly you're looking at a 2-hour, 10 minutes movie. So some outside party was needed to tell them, boss, too indulgent, kato. Some ruthless editor was needed and the editor was not ruthless enough. So anyway, does it work? Does it not work? Would you recommend it to people, Jaggu?
Yes, I would. I would say it's definitely worth a watch. If you haven't watched Run Lola Run yet, please don't watch it. First watch Looop Lapeta, then go ahead and watch Run Lola Run to understand why that movie is cult. And it's fast paced, it's spectacular, it's all of that.
All right. So for me, I don't try it because the cinematography is fantastic. The actors are really fun. The scenes are fun, but it will try your patience. Ideally, try and get to a rave party, be in a certain frame of mind, and then watch the movie. On a scale of 1 to 5, Jaggu. 1 to 5. 3? Okay, yeah. I would give it 2. So our joint rating is 2.5 on 5. We would really like to know from you, what would you rate Looop Lapeta? Talk to us in the comments and let us know. And please remember to like the video.
And while you're at it, please like, please subscribe, please share, hit the bell icon. You'll get notified and give us all the feedback, whether you like this, whether you like the previous episodes, if there's anything else you'd like us to do. Let us know all of that in the comments. Thank you very much. We are Jaggu and Tarana. Be safe, double mask up, be careful.
Okay, bye.